And relax your body. And focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So dear Dhamma friends, keep relax your body, your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So in the beginning, we're going to do a breathing exercise to relax our body. So remember, each and every inhalation, exhalation, do it deeply, gently, and slowly. So when you inhale, inhale through nose. When you exhale, exhale through your mouth. So focus your attention to your right arm. Now deeply and gently, slowly breathing through your nose and visualize yourself and bring that all the air to your right arm. Focus your mind only to your right arm and breathe out. Keep a little gap in between inhalation and exhalation. Now focus your mind to your left arm. Deeply, gently, slowly breathing to your left arm. And breathe out. Your back and spine, slowly, deeply, gently breathing. And breathe out. Focus your mind to your abdominal area. Slowly, deeply, gently breathing. And breathe out. In your chest, breathing. And breathe out. Your right leg, breathing. And breathe out. And focus your mind to your left leg, breathing slowly, deeply, and gently. And breathe out. Now your neck and head, breathing. And breathe out. Now bring attention to your whole body. Deeply, gently, slowly breathing to your whole body. And feel your whole body as one. And breathe out. Again, breathing. And breathe out. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Let your whole body settle down itself. And take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So now bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Be aware about your posture. Keep your neck head straight in one line. And deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times. And find the sensation in front of your nose or tip of your nose in that area, maybe inside your nostril. And slowly bring attention to the sensation. So allow your inhalation, exhalation happen itself naturally. Don't interfere with it. Don't disturb to its own process. This, when the inhalation happen, just recognize as inhalation. When the exhalation happen, recognize it as exhalation. Do nothing extra. Don't hold or don't count, don't maintain. Only thing, just observe its natural process. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Keep harboring your attention to inhalation, exhalation. Just follow the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. This is rising, this is falling. If you're able to see the sensation, follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. From beginning to end, stay with the inhalation, exhalation, knowingly. This is beginning, this is middle, this is end. Some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. So whatever you see, just accept it and recognize, let it be. Stay with the sensation and just follow the change, experience the change within inhalation, exhalation. Just be limited in the beginning only to the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. Deeply observe the change moment by moment. Bring your attention to your body. Focus your mind to your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire this compound, this village, this city, this state, this country, this world, and this universe. And as far as we can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding ourselves like this. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. So visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, into your left side, into your right side, downward and upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, as ordinary people in day-to-day life ourselves, through many activities, we're looking for our self-satisfaction. So, day by day, in every way, somehow we're trying to fulfill that our inner desires. But if you look very carefully, that's as life what we experience. It's mostly related with thoughts. Finally, this all come to an ideas. But when something happens, in that very moment, when we are in situations, in that very moment, we don't see it as a process of thoughts. We're trying to handle it as a material situation. So, if you are able to recognize the process of the thoughts, you are not going to involving in the material process. So if you are not involving in the material process, it's not going to empower the world itself. So when something happens yourself, always look and have an ability to see that inside thought process. So that is one of the highest way that yourself find the success in life. When we look at the success in different ways, mostly we think about material success. But as a human being, one of the success that you can gain and recognizing your own thoughts, because otherwise if you don't recognize that, you always going to struggle with outside world and outside people with outside situations. So we have we have mental formations, which we call sanskara. From our previous lives, from our past, we bring certain experience to this moment. So this is what happening. When something come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind as perceptions, what is happening? So naturally, that your mental formations going to respond to that. So that mental formations is kind of like in the surface level, or in the water, the surface level, it come as little waves. It's like thoughts. So with the thoughts, when you respond, what is happening? It's going to create bodily, verbally, mentally actions again. So when something come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind as perceptions, and it start to get connect with your past experience, so which we call mental formations or the sanskara. And then with that, it's going to go to, it's not going to stay there. what the sanskara does, it transforms it to your bodily, verbally or mentally actions. Just imagine, you see something, you hear something, you smell something, you taste something, and you touch somebody or something. Even idea come to your mind. So if you don't transfer it to bodily, verbally or mentally action, what will happen? So somebody blame to you, and somebody maybe say something good about you, appreciate you. Or maybe there is a nice aroma or smell come, or maybe very unpleasant smell come. So the taste, something very sweet taste feel, and sometimes there is a bitter taste come. So if you don't react with your bodily, verbally or mentally action, what will happen to that itself perception? So another example, when the sun rise, the sunlight come through the window to your inside house. So how you going to see it as a sunlight? When the light come through the window, so how you recognize that, how you can see it as a sunlight? There should be something to reflect the light. The light should go, the sunlight come through the window and it should go and hit something. Otherwise you cannot see. Just think yourself. Just the light itself you cannot see. Always to see anything, it need to reflect, bounce back. So even that the light come through the window, if there's nothing to hit, you cannot see the light. So same like when the something come to your ear, or when you see something, when you smell something, when you taste something, when you feel your body, when idea come to your mind, you don't see, it hit you something. That like we say, when you see something beautiful, and if you hear something nice, and sometimes you mention, it hit me. So what does that mean? The same thing. When somebody punch, it need to contact your body or something, then it become a punch or hit. So like that, you live with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with the world. That is the connection, that is the bridge. So then when you see something, when you hear something, so how you going to recognize that even the sound come, smell come? These things happen all the time. It never going to end. Even after the world end, and then again it going to reform. It going to come back, rebuild. These things going to keep coming. It's never going to be end. So when something happen, you don't see, it bounce back inside you. It hit inside you, and when something you see, and through this eye, it go inside and it hit your mental formations. Whatever you hear, it go and hit your mental formations. And according to the mental formations, it's bounce back. That bounce back not going to come through your ear, your eye, your nose, your tongue, your body, because it is one-way journey. And once it hit, it transformed to something. remember this mechanism very carefully, understand slowly. When you hear, smell, taste, feel, think something, it's not going to reverse the same way. It's going to transform to something. It divert to different way. That diversion is going to create your bodily, verbally, or mentally action. So, in case if you hear something, smell something, taste something, feel something, and think something, if it is not divert to your bodily or verbally or mentally action, what will happen? Nothing going to happen. Just seeing something, hear something, smell something, taste something, and feel something, even the ideas come, that doesn't mean anything. But if it is divert to a bodily, verbally, or mentally action, and according to that, that moment of the diversion, it needs the intention, because without intention you cannot divert it. So the diversion happen in that very moment. The diversion happen according to the intention, and the intention come with your previous experience, and that is called mental formation. So mental formations divert you, and once it divert to bodily, verbally, or mentally action, and then action going to become reactions, and the reactions bring the result, and it then again and again it become a network. So then in the middle, when something here, smell, taste, or feel, or think something, in the middle, when it hit the mental formations, in that very moment, if you recognize that whatever you smell, taste, or feel, or think, or all this perception, if you don't take it as a solid action or solid experience, or even if you don't compare it with your past experience, in the beginning, you can slow down that diversion. As example, when somebody says something, to reply, you find the gap. You become slow down with your reactions. You don't become so quick to react. And we think in this, mostly we think, oh, becoming quick is so important. It's not like that, especially when we practice meditation, like walking meditation, and it's trying to slow down little by little your actions. And especially when we practice martial art, to learn technique, we cannot, in the beginning, we cannot do it quick. So what we have to do, how we teach for children, we teach for them to slow down slowly. Once you can do it slowly, you can make it fast. But if you can do fast, that doesn't mean you can do slow. That is what happens in most of the people. People learn things to do fast, and then they cannot slow down. You see some people, they addicted to become fast. They cannot slow down. In driving a vehicle, they cannot, even in the surface lane, they go so fast because they addicted to go fast, drive fast, and talk and do things fast. But if you learn slow, anytime you can make it fast, and anytime you can make it slow. So this slowing down, it needs effort in the beginning. So that slowing down with the perception and divert towards the bodily verbally action in the middle, you need kind of awareness. That awareness called sati, mindfulness. And when you able to develop the sati, that means it's kind of like a filter in the middle. When you see something, smell something, so you filter it, and then you transfer it to bodily, verbally, or mentally action, whatever the outcome going to happen. So in that filtering process, and if without, just when something come, it like a photocopy machine. When you hear something, smell something, and according to your past experience, you just keep reacting with the bodily, verbally, and mentally action, your life going to become miserable. Even not only the people around you, their life going to become, you have power to make their life more miserable. Why? Mostly because people don't understand this mechanism. If anybody know this, then that person going to be okay. But yourself, that's why you have responsibility yourself. That's why when you are in this path, you become kind of like a bodhisattva. This means you have the mindset with the compassion, and at the same time you become the person to change the situation. As you know that we looking for change situation with other people. Look, everybody looking to change the situation, and from the top, like everybody blaming to president, everybody blaming to all the ministers, everybody blaming to chairman, everybody blaming to all the whoever on the top line. But it's not going to happen. It never happened in the human history, and no one can do anything to regarding someone else in a happiness. It's always related with us, but we don't understand it. We always think that other people will provide the necessary good situation for us. It's never going to happen. When we look at the world history, never happen it in the history. So it never going to happen during our life. You see it everywhere. And all the countries, each and every country, when you look at how the people behave, and don't have any idea, don't keep any hopes that somebody going to do something for others as a leader, or as a guru, or as a kind of like the boss. It always your own responsibility. Each and every person need to, if the each and every person in the world understand that, if that each and every person just take their responsibility and do their best, what will happen? But when we have the hopes, regarding others, it make us disappointed. That disappointment become a current. When, as example, look, if everybody become disappointed, what will happen? That is what happened. When everybody have the fear, what will happen to the world? That is what happening around the world. So that is why you have to be very careful in yourself and focus to yourself and take the responsibility. Because once you have the ability to understand then yourself, and then your behavior become more calm and relaxed, and then what will happen around you and others, and going to get the benefit out of it. So otherwise, if we think that the other people going to help us, it never going to happen. So it is always your responsibility. So then when something happens yourself, and without that related with your past experience, if you able to react, if you able to guide it to your bodily, verbally, or mentally action, and then you able to change the situation. But when you hear something, smell something, taste something, feel something, and even the ideas come to you, and you transfer it to your bodily, verbally, and mentally action related with your past experience, like, photocopy machine, then it is called a habit. And once it become habit, and sometimes what is happening, so now you keep transferring your body, that all your perception towards the bodily, verbally, and mentally action, and now it go like a machine. So what is happening sometimes, before the perception happen, before the information come to you with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, before the information come, and the body start to react with the bodily, verbally, and mentally action. And that is where you go out of balance. As example, someone keep telling something, and then according to your past experience, you keep reacting, keep saying something or doing something. And then what is happening in a certain level, even before that person say that, you do it. How you do that? You do it. Now you are a kind of like the pattern and repeating the past. So that is mostly happening. That is what called samsara. So then when the bodily, verbally, so when you hear something, smell, taste, feel something, and when the ideas come to you, and if you able to filter it in the middle and transfer it to your bodily, verbally, or mentally action, that filtering system becomes stronger. It calls sati sampajanya. That called awareness, mindfulness. So in that moment, it is your own decision. It is not you just react to perception. It is not your previous experience decide what to do. In the middle, you decide yourself how your bodily, verbally, and mentally action should be. If you want to act, you act. Otherwise, you don't act. So that is what you have to develop. Because if you able, as example, what you hear, smell, taste, or feel, or think, if you don't bring it to bodily, verbally, or mentally action, there is no karma. There is no karma. Just seeing something doesn't mean you're going to get a karma. Don't get into that kind of bullshit. It is not like that. It is a kind of like a cheating. When you hear something, don't think it is a karma. How the karma going to happen? Just by hearing something. That is what people hate the world mostly. Because they get into this wrong idea. The smelling something doesn't mean you having a karma. So then people think when you are in the situation, and maybe that the moment is, the environment is not nice, and then you think you are in the bad place or the bad karma. No, it become a bad karma or good karma when you bounce back your action according to your inner ideas. So wherever you are, not the environment is karma. Always remember that the place you hold and have responsibility, have ability to respond, that moment is the moment of karma. So as example, if you hear if somebody blamed you, you hear it, but if you don't react, and there is no karma. If you see something, you don't react with the bodily, verbally, or mentally action. Even there is no mental action to think like that. So if you think about, oh, why this person blamed to me like that, then it become a mental action. But if you don't think about it, how many things you see for a day, you don't think about it. So chetana aham bhikkave kammang vadami. Chetana aham bhikkave kammang vadami. So your mind is create the karma. Your intention create the karma. So to happen your bodily, verbally and mentally action, you should have an intention, because without the intention, your bodily, verbally, mentally action not going to activate. It's like a key. So there nowadays these automobiles, these cars, and you have to have the key, and the key should be with you, or in a different it's kind of like close to the car. Maybe if the key is a little bit far away, you cannot push the button and on the car. So the key should be inside the car to start the car. The same like without intention, your bodily, verbally and mentally action cannot create the karma. So then remember yourself. Be very clear with this, because once you know that, the beauty of this, you recognize each and every moment. You have power to create, you are creating this samsara each and every moment. And once you recognize that, if you become mindful each and every moment, you have power to go towards the nirvana. So we think that this everything going to come at once. The nibbana, oh, this now you attain to the enlightenment. Oh, now you are became this kind of enlightened. No, it is a process. Moment by moment process. So just look yourself, how you came so far in this life. It never happened overnight. It is a process. This everything, when we look at this world, this everything came like that, step by step, step by step. If you look at the reverse mechanism, if you know the reverse mechanism, you will see that whatever things that you have around you, and there is a huge history. When you see that history, that you recognize how this came to like this. So same thing with the karma, same thing with the samsara, same thing with the life, and same thing with the happiness or the worrying, disappointment, like that. The important point is, if you able to see the moment that bounce back, hit and bounce back, and then you able to divert change your reaction, and that is where you going to get out of this all these miseries, and that is where you going to get into the right place, that where you should be, because you decide yourself. Otherwise you don't react. But mostly we just follow the ideas, and mostly we follow dogmas, and we believe in things, and we have the fear to get out of the patterns. So like that. So if you look for salvation, if you look for liberation, if you look for self-realization, always remember, don't afraid for this outside world. Don't try to escape from anything, and don't try to change any situation in this outside world, and don't wait for anybody to do it. It never going to happen. Only thing is, you have to be very careful when you hear something, smell something, taste something, feel something, think something. Don't allow it to bounce back with the previous experience. And always let guide your bodily, verbally and mentally action. Divert your experience. If you want to make it action, divert it as a bodily, verbally and mentally action according to necessary conditions, things in that very moment. As example, somebody asks a question and you recognize that is not the moment to give the answer. Then you become silence. Why? Because you not react according to, oh, somebody ask a question, I'm going to give an answer. No, you recognize that is not the right moment to answer. So then you react according to necessary conditions. In day-to-day life, the same, whatever happen, and don't just react. Don't just react, and do things according to necessary conditions. Start with the slow process, little by little. Try it in day-to-day life with everything. Even sometimes thought come, you want to drink a cup of tea. And with just jumping to make a tea, hold and look yourself. Is it necessary for you? If it is not necessary, don't do it. You feel like you want to eat. Maybe every day when you keep eating, at the same time, just get the little chips and you keep eating in the, so something sweet, nuts, every day 3 p.m. And after 1 week, at 3 p.m., then you feel eat that nuts, that sweets. But look, you have to look, is it necessary for you? If it is not necessary, don't do it. The same thing with talking with people. And every day, sometimes when the time comes, you feel, oh, I want to talk. Oh, I want to chat. Oh, I want to send a message. Look yourself, it is necessary. If it is not necessary, don't do it. So like that, start to behave yourself and maintain yourself. And then you will see that you don't go with that bounce back action. So because that is the nature of take us to this all the sansara. If it is necessary, you do that. You decide it according to your clarity and the moment of the awareness. So that is where with this meditation, that is what develop. Not the levitation or not any kind of high mental powers, not any kind of creating magic or something like that. That is what does when you practice meditation. In the beginning, what you hear with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and whatever the perception come in the middle, it recognize, and if it is necessary, it transform to bodily, verbally, and mentally action. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. That is wherever the situation with whatever the people or whatever the outside world, anywhere you can live. It's like you become the sunlight and nothing to hit. And then it become kind of you living but still invisible. So same like the light. If it doesn't hit anywhere, you cannot see it. So try little by little and understand yourself, because it always that whatever according to the condition of the bounce back, the reaction going to happen, and again this is what happening. It is a slow process, slow, little by little, slow down and understand. In the same temple, there was a little monk, a newcomer. So then he always has the questions every day. And then one day he went to the high priest and knocked the door. And the high priest asked, why? Oh, Venerable sir, I have a question. The high priest told, can you put the water to that tree? Then come and I will answer. And he went and put the water to the tree. And then when he come back, then he asked from high priest, I have a question. And then the high priest told, can you go and clean that place and come? And he went and cleaned the place and come. And the third time that he came and asked, Venerable sir, I have a question. So the high priest told, can you go and make a tea and bring? And when you remember, when you make a tea for me and for you. And so he went and make a tea for both of them. He was so happy because that is the opportunity he got to have a tea with the high priest. And he made the tea because you cannot in a temple, when you come to temple, you cannot have a moment like that. You just stay with the high priest and make and tea and enjoy the tea with the high priest. You don't get like that opportunity. So this little monk, newcomer, was so happy. And he made the tea for high priest and he made the tea for himself. And now he was so proud because, oh, I got the opportunity to um, get the I got the opportunity to sit with the high priest and have tea. And then he got the tea and offer it to the high priest, and then the high priest told, sit and tell me what is your problem, what is your question. The little monk said, forget about it, it's gone. So like that, the mostly, and we see things when situations happen, it is like a huge big problem or the question, but we don't see sometimes. It is just the bounce back of our own past. If that moment go, it's go. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata ca ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhutanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe sattanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idammi punya kammang asavakkayavang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.